How many days, weeks are we past the surgery?
About 2.5 weeks out since my surgery, about 3.5 weeks out from the tear. A couple more months to go.
And you have to wear a brace or something for a little while?
Yeah, the doctor actually wasn't going to give me a brace, but as you can see here, I got a good little insertion point. But I knew myself enough to know that I needed something to protect me from myself. So in training, to be extra careful, I'll lock this sucker up, make sure I'm not using it. I don't try not to touch anything. Just make sure I'm healing up strong.
Were you nervous getting your fucking bicep reattached?
No, it wasn't bad actually. Yeah,
You're no stranger to surgery?
Yeah, I've had quite a few. This was like my 27th surgery.
This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining Gym. SuperTraining Gym, the strongest gym in the West. What's up, everybody? I'm banging out some squats on this particular day. Got about 315 pounds, 325. Oh, look at that. Brian Shaw's here today. My man, Brian Shaw. He's always in the background. He's always got our back. He's always got our front. He's always around. Here's Ryan Sopier banging out some squats as well. His squat strength is coming back up. He's been squatting a couple times a week, trying to increase that frequency a little bit. You can see the form's pretty good there. Got about 465 pounds on the bar. You can see he's fighting the urge to lean over quite a bit. And he's just doing the best he can with it. That's what happens when you start to lift some heavy weights. Heavy is relative to how strong you are as an individual. Here's my boy Nsima with 465. Each person's going to have different strengths, different weaknesses. Some people will be able to grind out some tremendously huge weights. The gym, by the way, is not, the cameras aren't flickering. We're not trying to shoot stuff in slow motion. It's our fans that block out the light for a little bit that are giving you guys cerebral palsy, whatever the fuck you want to say, convulsions and everything else. Little Smokey banging out some squats with that torn bicep. You see him going with the cast on. Now here goes my boy Nsima again. You can see he's always really stoic with the way that he lifts. No facial expression. He's I think that a lot of, well, there goes the facial expression for you. I think a lot of times when we're lifting, we're trying to force things to happen that maybe we're not so confident can actually happen. And so maybe that's why we grit our teeth and try to bear it. Maybe that's what we're trying to force things to happen that maybe just sometimes aren't always in the cards for us. And so we make some funky faces to try to get through it. But Nsima, he's somebody that believes in some meditation, and he's somebody that believes in focusing on the lift, not getting too aggressive about the lift, being aggressive and not being passive with the lift, but also not getting so aggressive that he gets out of his mind, gets out of his head. There's my boy Dan. Dan has been coming back into the gym, banging out some weights, smashing on 5 plates. Dan always makes everything look easy. He makes everything look fast, especially when it comes to the squat and when it comes to the deadlift. Here we got Ryan messing with some box squats. Me, Ryan, and Nsima on this particular day. This is my homeless shopping cart camera shot that I did, and you can kind of see that you can see the outside of the homeless shopping cart there for a second. And now I'm back to banging out some box squats as well. We do a good mix of box squatting and regular squats here at SuperTraining. We really like to mix it up. If you're going to squat multiple times a week, why not do different types of squats and not always do the same squat so you don't end up with the same pattern and the same exact motions going on, the same tensions going on. So here now we have a touch and go box squat, yet another variation. Still sitting back, still forcing the knees out, still opening up, but this would help me with my timing on a regular squat a little bit more. And now also too, with this particular squat, I'd have to go a little bit lower to reach proper depth, but it's something I can work on over time. And you can work from some different heights. Traditional box squat, you're going to want to, typically sit back a little bit more. Oh, we're in these tank fights out here. Typical box squat, you're going to want to sit back a little bit more. You do those touch and go box squats, you can lean into them a little bit more. But this shit was brutal on this day. We started doing this kind of more recently, these tank fights where we're giving each other resistance as the other guy's going. The tank, by the way, has 3 variable resistances, and also it has neutral as well, but it goes from 1 to 3, and level 3 is a real bitch. Look at this, banging out some push-ups with a prototype slingshot with the old ball and chain, old what's-her-face, the wifey. There's my buddy Ryan Spencer banging out some push-ups. So what you guys are viewing right now is kind of a weekend at SuperTraining Gym. You guys have seen, you know, what some of the Saturday sessions look like. You've seen what some of the Sunday speed bench training sessions look like. And now we're giving it to you back to back. I just thought that this would be a good idea so you can kind of see what a typical weekend looks like. For me, even though we film Hustle Mania and even though we film a lot of stuff, there's still just so many things that don't get captured. You know, a lot of the things that I'm doing, I end up just all over the place. Here's our boy Casey doing some speed bench. You see he's got chains on the bar. Chains help to accommodate resistance. Weights are lighter at the bottom and heavier at the top. There I am hydrating myself, getting some sodium, getting some salt in there. Bench pressing with no shirt on, trying to show the nipples to the audience, get everybody all excited and all fired up. The YouTubes gets a little flared up over nipples, so to speak. Everyone's just going to say, all the haters are going to say it must be the trend. Here's Big Bill. Big Bill is the kind of guy who comes right in off the street and just starts banging out some big benches with very little warm-up. But the point of showing you guys, Bill's talking some trash about Juan here.
This motherfucker, man, hard-headed, don't listen. Killing me, man, killing me.
Bill and Juan are always going back and forth. They've been friends for a long time. Juan is one of the original members of SuperTraining Gym. Here you see him benching in his bench shirt. And Juan has been really working hard on trying to improve that shirted bench for quite some time now. I know he wants to go up over the 700-pound mark. You can really see the lats being utilized in this video as I start to flare the elbows out. That's 315 pounds plus about 100 pounds of bands. But again, the point of showing you guys the weekend is to kind of show you, like, you know, yeah, like we squat one day, we work our ass off. Oh, I don't know what that was. We work our ass off, we work really fucking hard, and then the next morning, we show up and we fucking do it again because it's the right thing to do, and you want to try to challenge yourself. Without challenges and without struggle, you're not going to be able to have the ability to improve and to get better, and the only way to be successful is to have improvement. The only way to improve is to make shit hard. Stuff can't be easy. You have to intentionally make things difficult on yourself. You have to teach yourself discipline. A lot of us have the ability to get to the gym. A lot of us are disciplined enough to show up to the gym. But what are you going to do with your time at the gym? What are you going to do with your time outside the gym? Are you going to get the proper sleep, the proper nutrition, the proper hydration? Are you going to do everything and anything you can think of to make yourself stronger? Get strong or die trying. Strength is never a weakness, and that's it from SuperTraining Gym. Another good training session here at SuperTraining Gym. Finishing up on some conditioning stuff, working on some sprints. I've been doing this stuff, been powerlifting and lifting heavy and doing shit that's dangerous. Football, pro wrestling, boxing, you name it. If it was dangerous, I did it for at least a couple of years, and I've been able to hold it all together by being smart with the style of training that I do, then also wrapping my body up and mummifying myself when necessary. Don't be afraid to throw on a belt. Don't be afraid to throw on some neoprene elbow sleeves, compression cuffs, wrist wraps, all those types of things. I know that you guys know that I sell it. I know that you guys know where to get it from. But this stuff makes a huge difference. I would not have been able to squat 315 for 16 reps at the end of the workout today. Squat 465 for a good strong double. While I'm cutting, I've lost about 60 pounds. None of this would be possible if I wasn't held together by some of these pieces of equipment. They're gonna allow you to overload. They're gonna allow you to handle more weight in your training. Camo, MB2, knee and elbow sleeves. Make sure you get your pair at howmuchyoubench.net. Always remember, protect yourself before you wreck yourself. If you get hurt, you're reduced to nothing. You're reduced to zero. Strength is never a weakness, and I'll catch you all later.